If you enjoy this podcast summary, please consider subscribing. Steve Witkoff has had a remarkable life trajectory, and his experience as a diplomat and negotiator on behalf of President Trump has been particularly notable. He emphasizes the importance of being outcome-oriented and figuring out where you want to get to in a negotiation. Witkoff notes that Qatar is often misunderstood and unfairly criticized in the U.S. media, and that they are actually a key player in the Middle East peace process. He believes that Qatar wants stability and a peace treaty with the U.S., which would provide a security wrapper and allow them to leverage their oil wealth to build a better economy. Witkoff's approach to negotiation is centered around building trust and understanding with the other parties involved. He believes that it's essential to put yourself in the shoes of the other person and to understand their perspective. He also emphasizes the importance of being dispassionate and not getting caught up in emotions, even when dealing with difficult or horrific situations. Witkoff's experience negotiating with Hamas has been particularly challenging, but he believes that they are not ideologically intractable and that they want alternatives to violence. Witkoff's vision for the Middle East is one of peace and stability, with countries working collaboratively together to create a thriving market. He believes that the key to achieving this is to address the issue of Iran's nuclear program and its support for proxy armies. If this can be achieved, Witkoff envisions a future where countries like Lebanon and Syria can normalize their relations with Israel.
Witkoff recently spoke with Tucker Carlson about his efforts to bring about a ceasefire in Gaza and his work on behalf of President Trump. He believes that the key to achieving lasting peace is to address the root causes of the conflict, including the lack of economic opportunities and the presence of extremist groups like Hamas. Instead, he advocates for a more nuanced approach that takes into account the aspirations of the Palestinian people.
Witkoff also discussed the importance of demilitarizing Hamas and creating a new security force in Gaza. He believes that this is essential for ensuring the long-term security of Israel and preventing another conflict like the one that occurred on October 7. Witkoff noted that the Israelis are willing to work towards a ceasefire, but they need to feel confident that Hamas will not continue to pose a threat. The conversation also touched on the role of other countries in the region, including Egypt and Jordan. Witkoff noted that these countries are facing significant challenges, including high unemployment and instability, and that the conflict in Gaza is exacerbating these problems. He believes that solving the Gaza conflict is essential for preventing a wider regional crisis. Witkoff also discussed his recent trip to Russia, where he met with President Putin on behalf of President Trump. Witkoff noted that the Russians have taken back the city of Kursk, where Ukrainian troops are surrounded, and that this is a significant battlefield condition that needs to be addressed. Witkoff's approach emphasizes the need for economic support, demilitarization, and a new security force in Gaza, as well as a more nuanced understanding of the aspirations of the Palestinian people. Witkoff believes that the largest issue in the conflict is the 4 regions in Ukraine that are Russian-speaking, including Donbass, Crimea, Lugansk, and others. Witkoff thinks that this is the key issue in the conflict, and it's something that needs to be settled. He also believes that Ukraine's President Zelensky has largely conceded that Ukraine will not be a member of NATO, and that's a crucial point in the negotiations. Witkoff had a remarkable meeting with Putin, where they discussed many issues, including the conflict in Ukraine. Witkoff was impressed by Putin's graciousness and his willingness to listen. He believes that establishing trust and good feelings between the two leaders is crucial in resolving the conflict. Witkoff also thinks that the media has been unfair in its portrayal of Putin and the conflict, and that there's been a lot of censorship designed to keep Americans from hearing the other side of the story. Witkoff is optimistic that a peace deal can be reached, and he believes that President Trump can deliver the best possible deal for Ukraine. Witkoff believes that the Europeans are not giving Zelensky good advice, and that they're encouraging him not to be proactive at the peace table. He also believes that the U.S. should focus on finding a peaceful solution to the conflict, rather than escalating tensions. Witkoff also discusses the informal negotiation going on in Washington, where people with economic interests in the war are trying to influence the outcome. Witkoff believes that President Trump's efforts to negotiate with Russia are being hindered by the permanent bureaucracy in D.C., which is resistant to change. Despite the challenges, Witkoff is confident that a peaceful solution can be found. He points out that the Russians and Americans have a lot to gain from working together, including collaborating on energy policies and sharing sea lanes. Witkoff's experience in the Trump administration has given him a unique perspective on the conflict. He believes that the president's efforts to find a peaceful solution are genuine and that he is willing to take risks to achieve it. Witkoff also discusses the issue of Iran, which he believes is a major obstacle to peace in the region. Witkoff thinks that the main learning from video. Steve Witkoff, a diplomat and negotiator for President Trump, emphasizes the importance of peace through strength and being outcome-oriented in negotiations. He stresses the need to understand the motivations and goals of all parties involved, including Israel, Hamas, and Qatar. Witkoff believes that Qatar is a key player in the Middle East peace process, and that they want stability and a peace treaty with the U.S. He also acknowledges the challenges of negotiating with Hamas, but emphasizes the need to understand their goals and motivations. Witkoff's approach to negotiation is centered around building trust and understanding, and he believes that this approach can be applied to a wide range of conflicts. He also discusses the importance of demilitarizing Hamas and creating a new security force in Gaza, as well as providing economic support and opportunities for the people of Gaza. Witkoff's vision for the Middle East is one of peace and stability, with countries working collaboratively together to create a thriving market. He believes that a new approach to the Middle East peace process is needed, one that prioritizes outcome-oriented thinking and a willingness to challenge traditional ways of thinking. Ultimately, Witkoff is optimistic that a peaceful solution can be found, and he believes that President Trump can deliver the best possible deal for Ukraine. He encourages viewers to subscribe to the channel and share the video to ensure that they can continue to access true and unbiased information. If you are interested to listen to complete 11-minute summary and unlock detailed insights for each topic discussed in the video, check out quick podcast summaries on Spotify and Apple Podcasts with free trial, and later, just for the price of candy. Happy listening.